What is the fastest way you have seen someone ruin their life? My best friend from high school was a semester and a half away from progressing with his master's. Our other friend from high school convinced him to try meth. He was hooked instantly. He started doing it regularly, losing sleep. He flipped out in class one day on his professor. He walked out of class. Another student went and talked to him, and my friend told her everything. She went to the program director, and my friend got kicked out of the program and school. He was going for his master's in psychology, by the way. Fast forward 10 years to last year, he finally got clean and stayed clean up until this year. The meth wrecked his brain, though. He was not the same person. He became schizophrenic. Voices told him to kill himself. So that is what he did about 3 weeks ago. He was brilliant and a great person. I do not know what made him try it. The fire chief a few towns away, highly respected, grizzled firefighter, offered to assault a 17-year-old high school student. The student reported him. Career over. We had a similar thing happen to the EMS chief at my department. Retired with a full pension, loving wife, moved to a beach house down the shore, then sent inappropriate pictures to a minor and lost it all. Seen two guys fighting a bit outside a bar. Nothing serious, just grabbing and pushing. One guy walked away, and the other guy picked up a chair and threw it at him. He fell in the road and got hit by a car and died. 2 lives gone in like 5 seconds. She married a registered sex offender that was banned from seeing his own children and eventually got hers. Taken by CPS, my friend is a middle school teacher. And this story, though it is from about 10 years ago now, still lives rent-free in my head. She had a 7th grader who would wet herself in class frequently. Obviously, this is not normal behavior. So the nurse tried talking to the girl to see if she had some kind of UTI or other issue. Eventually, it came out that the mother's boyfriend was sexually abusing her and had been doing so for about 2 years. Of course, the people she told were mandated reporters and had to go to the police. The boyfriend was arrested and the case went to trial. When they were in the courtroom, the mother said to her daughter, "You are just a temptress. You made him do those things to you. How dare you do this to me? You have destroyed my relationship with him. Destroyed it. Let us just say I hope there's a special place in hell for that woman." Opiates, 100%. I have seen it happen to many friends and acquaintances, but one in particular stands out. He started taking Percocets, then OxyContin, graduated to snorting OxyContin, moved to snorting heroin when OxyContin became too expensive, and finally was injecting heroin, all within the space of about 9 months. The kid went from a typical teenage stoner to pawning his grandmother's jewelry in less than a year. My husband's friend went down like that too. I'm not sure if he's clean, but I do know he just got out of prison for attempting to rob the bank he uses. His father died while he was locked up. He didn't find out until 2 months later. I have a cousin who got on the OxyContin. He has stolen his brother's credit and debit cards multiple times. He stole my parents' phones at Thanksgiving and then a car later that day. He stole my grandfather's jewelry and watches and pawned it all for pennies. My grandfather didn't want him to go to jail and refused to file a police report, trying instead to go around and buy it all back. We couldn't even locate most of it. He was supposed to be clean after a felony arrest for receipt fraud at Walmart, and his mother brought him uninvited to my house when she came over to see our newborn. He asked to go to the bathroom while I was distracted, and I caught him going through the medicine cabinet. He's been sober and employed for a few years now, but I'll never ever trust him again. Opiates will take your humanity away so fast. Knew a girl who had dormant schizophrenia and didn't realize it until she dropped acid. And then she just sort of never went back to normal. I always thought that was the sort of thing DARE made up. But apparently it can really happen when you already have a mental illness that hasn't yet reached its onset. This happened to a friend I went to high school with. Except one of our mutual friends dosed him with acid without his knowledge. My friend got lost in psychosis and never came back. He was a good kid. It was really sad. Everyone hated the guy who dosed him. My mom's boyfriend attacked me because I refused to let him read my text with my girlfriend after I was already living on my own. I was just coming to pick up some stuff I had left behind. He ended up breaking my nose and arm and gave me a concussion. Now he is going to prison for 15 years. He even tried to tell the police when they arrested him that he was justified because he felt I disrespected him. When I was in high school, I was a 3-sport varsity athlete since freshman year. I broke my leg and ankle in football my junior year and got prescribed opiates. I started seeking them even after my injury was fully rehabilitated, and I dropped out of all sports my senior year. I went to college but dropped out after 1 semester. I kept taking opioids, moved to heroin, and started criminal activity to support my habit. I was homeless from ages 20 to 24 and went to prison after many jail stays at 26. I got out of prison at 30. I have been sober for 12 years. I was blessed with a partner, and we have 3 kids. A bank trusted me to buy 2 cars with loans. Then the bank trusted me to buy a house in 2023. Anyone struggling, do not give up hope. Have I got a tale for you? My dad and his siblings were close friends with another family of 5 boys. These 5 went into business together and made an absolute fortune. They had 8 kids, all of whom were sent to residential school when they were less than 10. One Christmas break, 7 of the kids decided to surprise their parents by driving overnight through mountain passes while it was snowing heavily. They were in an SUV that skidded off the road and went down into a deep valley. All 7 died. The surviving kid had a mental breakdown and is a shadow of his former self. One of my cousins had a similar tale. 4 of his closest friends went on an impromptu fishing trip following high school graduation. You were supposed to go, but had a migraine and chose to stay home. They lost control of their vehicle, and all 4 died in the crash. He was never the same after that. He got into drugs and married a woman nearly 20 years older than himself. He ended up just giving up and stopped eating. He starved himself to death. We, meaning the rest of his family, did not know he had fallen that far down the spiral until his wife contacted us to let us know that he had passed. He was living less than 10 minutes from me, and I did not even know it because he had isolated himself so thoroughly from the family. I still feel guilty, even knowing that it was not my fault. I just wish I could have been there for him. A friend and co-worker became addicted to World of Warcraft and gradually lost interest in anything else. She was the executive assistant to the chief financial officer of a major broadcasting company. She stopped showering and wore her pajamas under her work clothes on the days she managed to show up. She was fired, lost her apartment, became completely isolated, moved into her parents' basement, and gained almost 100 pounds. Luckily, she was able to turn her life around. But it took years. A woman I know had an affair with her teenage daughter's boyfriend. She lost absolutely everything: her husband, her daughter, her career, and her freedom, all for some 15-year-old boy. I have a friend from my college years who went down a similar path. I had not seen him for more than 10 years by the time this went down, but he was a high school teacher with a master's degree. He started messaging who he thought was a 14-year-old boy, but it was in fact an undercover police officer. It started on a dating site and moved to text messages, with everything getting more explicit as time went on. Finally, he arranged to meet up with this boy at a motel, only to find a bunch of police officers waiting for him. Somehow he avoided prison. But I do not have any details other than that he does not appear on his state sex offender registry or the state's inmate search. The last I heard, he is a bartender. All those years of education and degrees were gone. It was all over the news in his area and even showed up in news stories in my state, which is halfway across the country. Seeing his mugshot was quite the mind shock. I have never had anyone in my life fall so far or so fast. Happening right now in Lima, a 25-year-old man, allegedly drunk though that is inconclusive, was driving home after dinner at around 3 a.m. He hit and almost killed a young woman jogging around a golf course. This next part is reconstructed from security videos. He then drove his girlfriend home, met his father and stepmother in a nearby park to plan how to get away with it. Meanwhile, the young woman died due to the delay between the accident and receiving medical help. The ambulance that showed up when a random person walking by called a few minutes later could not take her to the nearest private hospital because she did not have identification. The mandatory accident insurance could not be activated because there was no car to charge it to. There is speculation whether the 5-minute delay would have made any difference at all. The man's stepmother is a journalist on a news and variety show. This was revealed a few hours later as security cameras caught the car's license plate, which is registered to her. She put out a statement saying, "It is my car." But a third person has had control of it for the past few months, so I do not know what could have happened. A couple of days later, the park video was found after following the car through municipal security cameras. She was seen meeting up with the man and his father, her husband, having a conversation in the park and then all separating. The man's girlfriend is a local influencer. While she initially defended the man and claimed she was not there, security cameras from the restaurant and the trace of the car's trajectory through cameras show that she was not so. One young woman is dead. A journalist was immediately fired from her show and basically blackballed. An influencer was fired by her agency. A father was fired from his job as a camera operator. And a man is facing prison for murder, aggravated by fleeing the scene of a crime and doubly aggravated by refusing to help a human in danger. This all started 1 week ago and is still ongoing. Years ago, our kid's Taekwondo instructor had it all. He ran the largest Taekwondo gym in town, with over 100 students attending after school. Parents were on waiting lists to sign up their kids. He trained many gold medal winners in the under-16 category. He was engaged to a beautiful lady who ran the business side. The business was thriving. One night, he got arrested in the area of town where a few sex workers hung out. He was in his car and propositioned an undercover female police officer. A few days afterward, before it became public, he had to call a parents' meeting and tell everyone what had happened. He said they had made an error and that he was just asking for directions. But he pled guilty. Slowly at first, parents began pulling their kids from his class. By the end of the second week, the business had collapsed. No parent would trust him with their children. The business was gone. His fiancée eventually left him. His reputation was shattered. All because he wanted a little extra. Thank you for watching. Write comments about your friends who have ruined their lives. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and see you next time.